Hey, just a few hours ago, police said they arrested the man who tried to kidnap a 10-year-old girl off the street in Philadelphia. Officers say Carlos Figueroa Fago is the guy in this surveillance video. I hate this. Look at how that 10-year-old's holding on to the 2-year-old, fighting so hard not to go. This happened on Tuesday. She was walking home from the store. That's her little brother with her. When she was grabbed, you see there, she fought, and he dropped her to the ground and ran off. Now, after posting the video on YouTube, police got a lot of leads. Figueroa Fago turned himself in after seeing the video on TV stations in Philly. He just said he couldn't breathe or walk or do anything around Philadelphia without being recognized. That was his big fear. So what can we do to protect our kids? Because we feel like we're talking about this all the time. We're giving you 3 things you need to teach your kids right now. And joining me is attorney and the founder and chairman of Keep Georgia Safe, Gary Martin Hayes. Gary, thank you. We're so grateful to have you here.
Well, thanks for having me. And thank goodness we're here talking about a case that has such a favorable conclusion. The girl got away and they caught the bad guy. And
we can look at that little girl, just like we can look at the little girl from the Walmart video several months ago, and say these are 2 kids who knew what to do and do it right. First of all, let's talk about the verbiage we need to teach our kids that they can use.
Yeah, fight back, yell, scream, you're not my mom, you're not my dad, make a scene. If they're in the store, there's nothing more valuable than your child. Tell the child, knock things off the shelf, do what you can to create a disturbance. There was a study that was done of attempted abductions. In 53% of the cases, the kids got away when they fought back. But in over 90% of the cases, they were successful in getting away when they fought back and they yelled and screamed. And in the video, we see not only the 10-year-old girl screaming, we understand that the 2-year-old brother was also instrumental in her getting away because he was screaming, creating a scene.
Yeah, she told police he was screaming so loud in a way I'd never heard him scream before. I don't know if he would have let me go had my brother not been screaming.
And that's the last thing these predators want. They do not want attention drawn upon them. They want that child that's separated, that's not going to fight back, that's going to be the easy victim, just like it is in nature. That tiger, that lion's looking for the gazelle that's separated from the crowd. That's exactly how the predators are out there.
I always tell my kids, you can fight, you can kick, you can bite, you can do whatever you want to do at that point. Just don't let them take you. Also, practice sight, sound, and distance.
Yeah, this is something we teach in RAD Kids, which is the nation's leading child safety curriculum. Whenever you're out and about with your children, teach them sight, sound, and distance. You always want to be able to see your child. They always need to be able to see you. You also need to be able to hear your child, and they hear you in just a normal conversational volume. And thirdly, distance. Make sure your child is no more than 3 seconds away from you, because what you're doing is preventing that predator from having access to your child. They need access, cover, some kind of distraction where they can grab your kid, and an escape route, and you're preventing that.
And you tell your kid, this is what I always tell my girls, you stay where you can see me. Because if I say you stay where I can see you, that doesn't mean anything to them. They don't know what that means.
And throughout, one thing they need to do, if they are separated from you, tell them, look for a mommy with kids and stay with that person.
Yes, and that's important too. Don't just tell them who to stay away from, but tell them who to look for.
You're empowering that child.
Police officer, yes, absolutely. And then the buddy system, of course.
Yeah, the buddy system doesn't just apply to the pool. We think about swimming pool safety, but this applies anytime you're out and about, not just for kids, for adults too. There's safety in numbers. Always go somewhere with a buddy. Yeah, she was out with a 2-year-old, but still, that 2-year-old also helped her escape.
And I bet you that guy didn't even think about it. No. He didn't think that 2-year-old was going to be a threat in any way. I want to get this last one in. Trust your gut. Somebody at NCMEC said to me once, it's amazing we as human beings are the only species that will talk ourselves out of an instinct. So how do we talk to our kids about understanding, you know, that feeling of being uncomfortable and acting on that? And that it's okay to feel like that.
Well, as parents, we need to respect that. If our child doesn't feel comfortable giving someone a hug or telling someone hello, don't say, come on, be nice, be polite. Let them be comfortable in their own skin. If they're not comfortable talking to that, acknowledge that and say that's okay.
Yeah. Because
their gut's telling them, don't do it for a reason.
They said it doesn't mean that you're incriminating anybody. And this goes for anybody, you know, children or parents. If somebody just gives you the heebie-jeebies for some reason, you're not incriminating them, but your alert's up, and that's up for a reason.
Right. Gavin DeBecker has a great book called Protecting the Gift, and I highly recommend parents get that and read that book. And it talks about trusting the gut.
That is so smart. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Gary, so good to have you here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll keep talking about this as well, but we've got to switch gears here now. Because